Wow. Wow. Wow.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Today, what we're looking at is a couple Joe Rogan clips here and a Matt Serra audio bite. So Joe Rogan had Everlast on his podcast on August 22nd, and he talks about the punch, Conor McGregor's punch. Let's just play the clip.
I love Irish people, man. I'm fucking fascinated by the wildness of that culture.
Well,
you know,
that's
like
why God made whiskey, you know, so the Irish would never rule the world.
when you see a guy like Conor McGregor.
You see that little stretch Joe Rogan does, like when he's talking here. Watch again. Listen, watch him do this. I think it's rude to analyze people and shit, but you know, this is what my channel is. I like watching sports clips. This is sports related in my mind. But Joe Rogan doesn't like being interrupted through his podcasting. I've been watching Joe Rogan for years. I've been watching MMA since 2009. But anyways, I digress. This stretch here, I see Joe Rogan do stuff like this through his podcasting, and he was about to say something, but he got cut off by Everlast, and Everlast has a really strong personality, and I saw the chemistry between Everlast and Joe Rogan. It seemed a little off throughout the whole thing and a little awkward at certain moments. This is one of them. Joe Rogan, he was about to say something, gets cut off, and then pretends to do this weird stretch. And, like, he didn't need to do that. You can tell he's just kind of, like, stalling until he's done and then gets back to what he was about to say. Here you go, again.
You know,
That's
like
why God made whiskey, you know, so the Irish would never rule the world.
So, I don't know. I think that's just something I noticed. Maybe it's nothing. Who knows? But I just see those things throughout his podcast.
Dude didn't fold up, though. He just kind of sat at the bar.
Conor didn't really.
Yeah, he smacked him. He gave him the smack in the back of the
Gave him
head.
a couple of fingers.
Yeah.
So they were talking about Conor hitting that guy. Conor, obviously, it was more than a few fingers, like Joe Rogan said. And I find it really hard to believe that Joe Rogan didn't see that video clearly initially enough to know that was a smack. Joe Rogan analyzed this fight. He's been watching fights his whole life. He is a fighter in a sense, and like, you tell me that you see that video even from afar on your phone, which isn't that far. You're gonna know that was a punch. He cracked the dude. The dude's just a champ. Next, he has Cedric Doumbé on. Doumbé, I think. I'm not familiar with this guy. The only kickboxer I ever really watched was Badr Hari, and that was because Joe Rogan mentioned him on podcasts, and then I actually got obsessed with watching his clips. He really is a badass, and got me more interested in watching Muay Thai, kickboxing, things like that. August 22nd to August 26th, he has Cedric Doumbé on, and this is what he says about the punch now.
Yeah. Not good to smack that guy at the bar, though.
No.
I watched that again. I thought it was like a touch. Last time I talked about it, I thought he just sort of touched him in the head with his hand.
Looks at Jamie because I again, analyzing people's weird. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I feel like he looks at Jamie when he's about to talk about something that they mention they should bring up in the podcast. You know, this is a huge podcast. There's some form of organization with this thing. So he knew he got some heat from it or what he was saying, so it's why he's bringing it up in this podcast.
And
No, I saw the
it looked
video.
like he
It was a
actually
slap.
kind of looks like almost like a punch.
Yeah, almost like
Again, like, I don't know why he's not fully accepting it. Almost like a punch. Look at the clip. That dude's had cracks, you know.
a punch. It's
Yeah,
a real
I mean,
slap.
he hit him. I misspoke. I
Yeah.
thought he just. I
At least he said he misspoke.
basically thought he just touched him in the face.
No.
Because I watched it on my phone and it wasn't that clear.
No.
Then I watched it on the computer.
I was like, damn,
oh.
what does he do? He do that?
I don't know. Maybe the guy said something really bad to him, but
So then Matt Serra, he must have watched the Everlast podcast or something. Starts talking about the Conor situation and everything and used the same word, mushed him, just like Everlast did.
And he mushed a
The
ref.
ref slapped him.
Slapped him. Who the because the guy was trying to get him off the cage where he
touched
He
him.
did what we call mushed him. He
Yes.
mushed him. He like
Yes.
shouldn't have been on. And he said, "Oh, I mean, that's where I'm like, wait a minute, you can't just be putting your hands on people like that."
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I don't know, man. Obviously, he didn't learn from that. He's young. Hopefully, he gets his shit together. He's mushing officials. He's smacking an old man or punching him.
Dude didn't fold up though. He just kind of sat at the bar.
Connor didn't really.
Yeah, he smacked him. He
touched
gave him the smack in the back of the
Gave him
head.
a couple of fingers. He touched
He
him.
did what we call mushed him. He
Yes.
mushed him. He like,
yes.
And like, well, he's you know, he made a lot of money for himself. And really, so what does that mean? What the does that mean?
So what about the people?
So I mean, no, but like, so that excuse. Well, he's a smart. What the does that mean? What does that have to do with being a decent human being? Him because what the is going on here? What the is everything got to do with materialistic bullshit?
Yeah.
You know,
No,
what is it?
I
You're not
agree.
taking all this shit with you.
See, I like MMA World, by the way, that channel that those last clips are from. Great channel. One of my favorite channels on YouTube. I highly recommend you guys checking it out. Anyways, Matt Serra probably saw that shit and got frustrated. Voice his opinion. Matt Serra has a strong personality. Yeah, so that's kind of just what I saw from all those clips, but not really important. Not like anyone gives a shit, but at the same time, I just notice these things when I'm watching the podcast more than sometimes just like what they're talking about. I like seeing tendencies of people's, like what they do during certain situations. And Joe Rogan's a good one because there's so much content on him, and he talks to a lot of different people. And like, if you think of how we are as humans, you're not going to mesh well with every single human. So it's cool to see that. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm knocking or bashing Joe, because I've watched Joe for a long time and I like what he does. But just something. Hey guys, if you haven't subscribed, hit subscribe. I'll be doing more videos. Random clips, sports clips primarily. Some political shit maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'll see you guys next time.